Bam! Something new, something you guys never seen before on our channel. This is a trailer. This is a trailer for Friday's vlog. We thought it was a good opportunity to get up and say what up to you guys, show you some early content, get a sneak peek of what you're gonna see on Friday, because we just caught magic. In my opinion, I had my boy here, Jeremy Twitch Stenberg, good friend of mine. We worked on his truck, we did a bunch of stuff to it, and there's a lot of backstory between him and I and things that we've done and stuff that's happened, and we're gonna dive into a lot of that on this vlog. So it's exciting for me because you guys get to kind of learn more about myself, the business, and premium, and about Jeremy. So above all, about Jeremy. And I will say he's a super good dude, and it's awesome. So stay tuned.
I got the strap. I gotta carry him.
One of the things that I always want to do with our videos that I never get to do is really like chop it up and find more about you.
Yeah,
you know
for sure.
What I mean? So like a lot of our fans already know like who you are. They know your, you know, what you do.
Somebody that knows somebody that knows something about it. And I won't answer now. Where, why?
Shit, I'm from San Diego, straight hood. I think that's where the lowrider comes out. And man, I'm just used to all the dudes in my neighborhood were all essays that rolled around. They all either had Impalas or like slammed El Caminos. Like,
I remember your Impala
yeah.
too. Like just like 4 or 5 years ago, I was rolling with this dude. He had a 65.
64.
It was a 64.
2-door
Yep.
juice too. I think I loved having hydraulics, but it's only cool for like a month or two, and then it rides like shit. But at the same time, I had a 65 Cadillac Claas on bags. I've always liked lowered shit. I've lifted trucks here and there, but I don't know. I just think where I'm from, like where I grew up, like that's just what I was used to always seeing, and it just stuck with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like everyone always says, like, why you live in Temecula? Why you dress so hood? I'm like, that's just the culture I grew up in, and that's just how I've always dressed, and I liked it. Like, why you always running Cortez? I'm like, it's what I've worn since I was in junior high. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's just something that I think your culture always sticks with you, where you're from and stuff like that. And for me, I've always liked lowered stuff. So when I was like, all right, I'm gonna get something again, I'm like, I'm gonna get a truck and lower it. Everyone's like, no, you gotta lift it. I'm like, nah. I'm like, everyone has a lifted truck.
That's
I'm
the
like,
best part about
I want
this
slam
project.
shit. I want something different from everybody else around my neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, I think it's just something that's just always stuck with me and always will.
Yeah.
I grew up in a shitty ass neighborhood, so like my dad would literally take me riding every single day, and that's like how I got good on my dirt bike. It wasn't because like it was something I wanted to do, it was something that just happened. Like my dad was like, yo, let's go ride. Like just trying. All my buddies growing up were either gang members, drug dealers, or white supremacists. It was like I went from 2 different neighborhoods. One neighborhood was super ghetto, and then the next neighborhood everyone was white power. And I'm just like, for me, it was like a culture shock. I'm like,
yeah,
where the do I fit in here? Because I'm not either one of these, you know what I mean? So I was like middle dude all the time, and I just rode my bike and just did my own thing all the time, and it ended up turning into a job. I was at the right place at the right time, and honestly, if it wasn't for my mom and dad taking me riding every single day, I would definitely wouldn't be where I am today, that's for sure.
Right. Well, tell these dudes about like achievements, accomplishments, you know, because I introduced the vlog before you're here about you being an X Games gold medalist, you know, and like I got a super hyped moment, you know, because I got to be with you on a lot of those, you know what I mean?
Well, like
so,
a good portion of them for sure. Like I don't know, I think I've ridden X Games for like 15 or 16 years, and I got 17 medals. I got like 6 golds, 5 bronze, and like 6 silver, maybe something like that. But for me, it's something that I kept in a box for years, and then to like when I finally quit competing, my chick was like, hey, we should hang your medals up, because she always wanted to hang my medals up like when I was competing, but I never liked seeing that. Because if you see it, you reminisce on it, and you're like, oh, I already won this, and I won that. And I always like just putting that shit away to the side and acting like it never happened until I'm like, I don't want to see anything until I'm done competing. Like, the day I was done, she's like, I got the perfect idea for your medals. I'm like, what? She's like, well, hang them on this rail. And I'm like, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought about shit like that. I was just kept shit in a cardboard box. And everybody's like, where's your medals? I'm like, oh, in a box in my closet somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, that was just something I never liked to focus on, because if you focus on shit like that, everything you already done, you ain't hungry. I'm like, I wanted to stay hungry the whole time I competed.
I think that goes in a lot of, and just anything in business, whatever you're doing, you know, when you get to that point where you're like infatuated with the achievements and the shit you've got, you know, like that's why I keep that old ass beat ass truck, you know, I tell people all the time.
Remembers you.
Yeah, dude, it's like I fucking grinded in that thing, dude. I grinded, I sleepless days and nights driving to Famous, chilling with you guys at the races, and then I was running the business back then, you know? So I was doing all that shit that I was doing for Famous, and then I'd come home and I'd work from, you know, 10 o'clock till 3 in the morning, sleep for a few hours, and then go do it
back to work again.
Back to work, and that was the whole you know?
People don't get it. Like, I don't know, like anything I've ever had or wanted, I've had to work my ass off for, and that's like the best part of it, is working for what you want.
Yeah, absolutely. We get people that come up to us pretty often, they're like, oh man, like, that was an overnight success for you guys. You guys blew up. I'm like, yeah, we did, but I fucking grinded. We grinded for so long, you know?
Other people don't see the behind the scenes of how hard it actually is. Everyone thinks, oh, you got lucky. It's like, I didn't get lucky. I worked my ass off.
Yeah. I guess this is like super important. This is one of those ones that like it almost gives me the chills to think about it. But you know, I worked for Famous for a long time. I was with them for 7 years. And credit to Travis, like he was a great boss. He had a lot of cool things. He'd let us do a lot of cool things.
Yeah, for sure.
Put us around a lot of good people, and including yourself. You know, like I got to meet you. You got to connect with your family. And I will say this: there was one year, it was like 2012. Famous did really like. I don't know if they were doing good or bad, but we didn't get a bonus.
My line killed it that year.
But you killed it, and you gave me a bonus, bro.
Yep.
And if you, I mean, I never got to tell you, but that was the only money I had for Christmas, bro. Like,
really?
Seriously, that was like the first year we had a kid. So, like, that was like, when I talked about doing this project, I was like, man, it's giving me chills, I'm telling you. I'm like, we gotta fucking do it, because back then, like, I was struggling. I was barely getting by.
Yep.
I was trying to build a business. I had drive. My girl was like always tripping on me, like, dude, what are you doing? You're doing too much, and there's nothing happening, you know? And that year, Christmas, fucking no money, bro. We literally had nothing. We just had our kid, had no money at all. And that bonus came through the day before Christmas or the day of. I forget what it was. I think Susie or you guys brought it down. Yeah. Man, thank you, bro. Like,
shit, I looked at it like if it wasn't for you guys helping me, my line wouldn't have been that successful. And I always take care of people that take care of me.
Right.
There's no I in team, that's for sure. And my parents brought me up like that. Like, you know, if you succeed, everyone succeeds.
Right.
Not just you.
Dude, well, it resonates, bro. Because I'm telling you, that made or break my Christmas, you know, and you didn't even know it.
No clue.
I mean? You had no clue, and like years later, I'm still talking about it. I'm like, damn, like this dude helped me in a time that he didn't even know, and I had no way to even like express how thankful I was, because I think I was just more like shocked. I was like, fuck, like Jeremy of all people like came through, and I appreciate it, dude. I really do. So I mean, this right here is like a part of that thank you, but I'll be like more so just the the graciousness that you had. I'm forever indebted, bro.
That's cool as hell. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you.
But yeah, I guess that's Jeremy in a nutshell, you know. Him and I, we have some crazy stories together. We've done some crazy stuff, a lot of cool things.
For sure.
A lot of off-camera stuff that we can't talk about, but to be doing a project for him, you know, we've known each other for almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
And another 10 years.
Finally happens.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for supporting us.
Hell yeah,
I woke up and